Another thing to look at is the size of the tool. What you see on the table is pretty much a full regular size, like this guy. This is 4 inches. It fits completely within the hand. Just a little bit, it comes over to this hand, it comes over to this hand. It's just about the right size for the average hand. Everything I own is either 4 inches, which is regular size, or it's 4.5 inches. The 4.5 inches ones are the one-hand tool, right here. The Super Tool 300, it's also 4.5. And then I have this Knox Swiss tool something, that's also 4.5. These guys can perhaps do more powerful work than the 4-inch, but they're hard to carry. So they're not EDC tools. I carry this for fun when I want to try them out, but they're not fun to carry. They're too cumbersome, you know? You lose something when you gain this. And I don't know that you need to gain this size, because if you want a bigger tool, get a real plier and a real screwdriver. So there's no real benefit in just increasing the size of the tool just to get it bigger. You might as well carry the real things in that case, or reach out for the real things when you need them.
I would guess that like none of those would show up in the top 3 multi-tools, like in terms of sales or whatever. Like for Victorinox, they're limited in what they offer, but to me those just seem clunky. You know,
Yeah.
they're too heavy. They're unnecessarily large, right?
Yeah.
And I've handled all those, and the only one that I would actually ever consider buying is the Super Tool 300. And why would you buy that when you can get the Rebar at a more reasonable size and the same tool set, right?
Yeah, well, let's talk about that next then, I guess. Then we'll talk about the Swiss stuff. There is something that fascinated me for a while in the knife world and in the multi-tool world, is the idea of Dr. Evil and Mini-Me kind of thing, you know? So you have super size, and then you have regular size. And sometimes you wonder, like, if you see this kind of thing, you would wonder, like, what's this guy like if he was just smaller? Or what's this like if it was bigger? And you don't know because you don't have the option. Like, there is no such a thing as bigger one-hand tool and so on. But these two guys are nearly identical. As far as I know, they're pretty much, functionally speaking, they're identical, except for the sizes. So this is a clear experiment in size. Everything else is kept the same, the size changes. Now, what's easier to carry? I would say this is easier to carry. Like, if you want to see them in a perspective, okay, what's thicker and what's longer and what's beefier? This is so easy to carry, and you don't lose a lot over this when you want to use it. So 4 inches, just about right in the size. 4.5, it's too much. This one particularly feels like a brick in your hand when you squeeze it. This one, because it's smaller, it fits in properly. Even though they're both equally radius to the corners, being smaller, it fits in well. I don't have the same ergonomics issues.
You make a good point though, that the sort of ideal tool size handle is something that fits fairly well in the hand. If it's too small or too large, it starts to get awkward.
Yeah, and what you notice, there is no middle level, there is no juice level multi-tool here. I truly believe this is a little bit too much, but it's okay, it's usable. It's more like put it in your backpack, maybe like a dugout or toolbox multi-tool, or the glove compartment of your car kind of thing. So this is fine. The best one is this guy, full size 4 inches. What's here is not here, it's juice. If it's too small, smaller than this, you cannot use it to do real work. So I just don't care about it. It's just like it's not small enough to be a keychain, like this guy is, to carry on a keychain, and it's not big enough to do the real work of this guy. So that 3.5 inch or whatever it is, juice, size, multi-tool, they're useless for me. They're not big enough for work, they're not small enough for a keychain. The next one up is this guy, the keychain one. It can do some stuff. No, nothing major obviously, but it's useful for some small things for sure,
It doesn't have any internal tools, but it's pure EDC.
Absolutely,
like-
it's keychain size EDC. It's like it's even beyond EDC. This is EDC. This is super EDC.
Yeah.
It's so easy to carry, and you still have a small blade, some scissors, some screwdrivers. You'll do something small with this, and you'll be glad to have it. But there you go. You do carry it, right?
Yeah.
On your keychain every day.
I'm not a multi-tool guy at all. I've got 3 multi-tools versus 20 or whatever. But I appreciate their value, and that's super easy to carry. That's easier than a full-size Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. Look at it. It's the size of your keys.
Yep.
So I like this size. These guys are identical. I like this size. Don't care about juice. I like the regular, and I accept the big one, but don't really care. I only have like a few of the big size. So.
And there's nothing here, skeletal or any of that stuff.
No.
Why don't you like that?
Awkward size, small size, inferior to selection. Like I mean, they only have a few tools. Those ones, they're just awkward. I don't really care for them. It's just I don't own everything that Leatherman made. I choose the ones that work for me, and I buy those.